Good morning, everybody. SF Live breaking news special. Happy Monday, everybody. I hope everybody had a great weekend. In a couple seconds, I'll be joined by Doug Ramshaw. He's president of Minera Alamos, and we'll be talking about the resource estimate they put out this morning. But before we do that, please make sure to subscribe to our Twitter channel, follow us on YouTube, hit the alert and subscribe button. That way we know that you like our content. Also, leave a comment. What do you think of the resource estimate? What do you think of Minera Alamos? What do you think of SF Live? We want to hear from you. I think that's it from my end. Real quick, short and breezy. And Doug, you're on. How are you doing this morning? How well as well? I've seen your emails going around at 4:30 a.m. my time, so I know you've been busy this morning. How are things?
Yeah, it was an early start. Things are great, Kai. Good to be with you again, and really happy with the news we put out this morning.
Exactly. Let's talk about it. Let's dive right in. This is a breaking news special, so we're not going to waste too much time on market commentary. Let's talk about the 630,000 ounces you put out this morning, the resource estimate. Run us through it.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good base.
No, it worked so well the last 10 minutes. We were just chatting for the last 10 minutes, and now we lost him. Doug.
Oh, dear.
Oh, you're back.
Kai,
You're
can
back.
you hear me?
Yes, you're back. You're back. So let's start again. That you put out the resource this morning, and that's the last thing we heard.
You completely froze on me.
No, I hear and see you. Where's the chat? All right, let's quickly reconnect. Let's just.
Okay, good. Well, the video is completely frozen.
Oh, let's some technical difficulties. He's in Calgary. Maybe there's a big snowstorm.
Yeah, I apologize for your audience on that.
Snowstorm in Calgary?
No, it's not bad. It's anyway. My apologies.
All good. We are live. Happens.
Yeah. So back to where we were talking. Yeah, it's a base resource, one that we will use for our permit submission the new year, and we're very happy with it. It's conservative. There's no way I ultimately think our cutoff grade there is going to be 0.18 of a gram. And, there's lots of room for expansion. So very solid number added with Fortuna 43101. It gets us to about 1 million ounces with Santana resources to come still. So we like the number. It beat most analysts' expectations.
Okay, perfect. And what do you think it's conservative? You mentioned cutoff already, and you modeled it at 1450. What other conservative approaches have you taken to this resource?
Yeah, I mean, the 1450 is, I'm happy with that number because we want to show our projects make sense at lower gold prices, not just when we're in a better gold environment. So, I'm happy using 1450. I don't think we needed to use that any higher, but the cutoff at Santana is probably going to be closer to 0.1. I'd be hard pushed to think that the cutoff at Cerro de Oro is going to be where it is in this statement. But as I say, it's just this initial resource base that we'll now look to expand and improve upon.
Fantastic. And run us through the metrics behind it. I know we might have talked about this before, but what did you base the resource on? Like, what kind of data, what kind of input did you rely on to put this together? Because I know you haven't drilled yourself yet.
Yeah, there's close to 10,000 meters of historical drilling. A good portion of it done in the last few years by a private company down there. And this was actually a Noranda gold discovery in the early 90s. They made a number of discoveries in Mexico that were mined by other people, and including El Castillo, including Agnico's La India mine. So another good Noranda discovery that we're now looking to develop ourselves.
Fantastic. And let's dive quickly into the technical part of the whole thing. Like the resource was put together by Talisker Exploration, and you mentioned them 3-4 times in the press release. That's why it jumped out to me as well. I know the group behind it, but run us through Talisker Exploration. Who are they? And I think there's quite some significance to having them on board as well.
Yeah, they provide a lot of geological technical services actually to the Cisco group. Cisco still being our largest shareholder, and so we know them very well. They've done a lot of work for us at Santana already. They were a natural group to work with with regard to Cerro de Oro. So happy that their scrutiny on the project, lived up in terms of this statement.
Fantastic. Let's. Darren mentions in the press release as well. There's a clear pathway to production. What are the next steps for you now? If resource was step one, what's happening next?
Yeah, so as I mentioned earlier, we're looking to submit our permit applications in the new year. That should allow us to have permits wrapped up to allow a construction decision kind of around this time next year. With a 6-7 month build on a project like this, could see the project in production by middle of 2022. And I think that speaks to the execution of our team and also the permitting environment in Mexico, that you could have a project you've acquired in August of 2020 in production inside of 2 years. So for us to put those permit applications in, you need to have a surface rights agreement in place. We expect to have that in place by year end. And with the permit applications in, then we're going to focus on resource growth and additional metallurgical studies, including testing the sulfide at Cerro de Oro, which early indications are leaches. The gold is free and should leach like it does at Santana. So certain refinements on that could conceivably mean that it's a much larger scale operation. So a lot of work that we'll be doing, in conjunction or in parallel with those permits going through the process in Mexico.
Fantastic. And the sulfide part was only discovered in only 4 holes, so it wasn't as much data available as was for the oxide part, from what I understand. Like only a few holes went down further deeper.
Yeah.
Like how much effort or money actually as well are you going to spend on that deeper exploration on the sulfides? It sounds like it's a low hanging fruit, but how much effort are you going to spend actually grabbing that?
Not a lot. I mean, we'll do the work because it will factor into future expansion plans there. I mean, my guess is our budget for Cerro de Oro permitting, met additional drilling is going to be a few $1 million over the next 12 months. It's not going to be a big cash draw away from what we're doing at Santana. And all tremendous value add to portraying Cerro de Oro the way we think we can to the market.
Fantastic. I think we covered everything on Cerro de Oro. And I'm not going to let you go without asking about Santana. What's going on? What's happening? When do we see first production? And we're mid-November. What is it, the 16th already today? So we're getting closer and closer. Do you have an update for us?
We are, yeah. We'll have a kind of a year-end construction update, probably late this month, early December, which I think will allow us to guide a more kind of final, firm kind of construction's over now kind of date. That's probably going to be a late January, early February kind of number, best guess right now. So really the top end of our pre-COVID guidance for construction, which was 6 to 8 months, we're going to be probably around 8 months. I've said in a few interviews that that's a testament to our team that are operating with the logistical challenges that COVID has prompted to still be able to meet that guidance. And we're a company that's all about execution, so I'm very proud of their efforts down there.
That's the production side. Any news on drilling? Any more results pending?
Well, a lot of the drilling we're doing right now is more pit optimization development work. I want us to be seen as a bigger company, and as such, we're going to do big company things, which is unless there's something really meaningful, some brand new discovery around the Nicho pit or whatever, I don't think those holes are particularly material to the market. Now, when we shift phase 3 drilling to the outside pipes, the 5 or 6, 7 that we've identified, we put a hole into one of those, and we know they're all gold bearing from surface sampling. We put a hole into one of those and hit a virgin discovery, and that will be a meaningful press release because it plays to the expansion potential at Santana. So we may see some Nicho holes out before year end, but it might be that Q1 sees a flow of drilling results, especially as we shift to those other pipes.
Fantastic. I think, Doug, this is just a breaking news special, so we're not going to dive much deeper. This was a fantastic update. Thanks for running us through. Thanks for giving us a bit of a scoop here. Much appreciated. And we'll talk again very soon. And stay safe and good luck.
Okay, thanks, Kai. Sorry about the
Oh, no
video
worries.
problems.
Everybody else, thanks for tuning in. Just a quick reminder, I keep forgetting to do that in the intro, and I apologize for that. I do own shares, I do own warrants, and I do own options in Minera Alamos. So I just want that fully disclaimed. I keep forgetting it in the intro. So in considering all transparency, and we always use hashtag COI. That means conflict of interest. That means we either have a retainer agreement, I own, or we own shares, options, warrants in the deal. So always feel free to ask us when you see that what our relationship with the company is. There are no secrets. That's it. Follow us on YouTube. Follow us on Twitter. We're going to make this available on Spotify, and we'll talk soon. Doug, thanks so much. Talk soon.